How you doing? I'm Slamfire Prime and welcome to the channel. If you're watching this video, you might be thinking to yourself, why would I want to carry a firearm? Or have one in general? Well, let's talk about it. Now, if you're keeping up with current events lately, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, those people on the other side of the political aisle to me, they're doing things that I don't like. I'm going to need to teach them a lesson. I'm going to stop you right there. Using a firearm or anything, be it a knife, a gun, or even a spring-loaded stick or pepper spray, is the wrong answer. You don't go out and decide to hurt people because you're angry. It's terrible for everybody involved, and then you become the jerk, and you're the problem. Oh, good, I gotta put everything away now and I can't see. Now let's go off onto the reasons why you might want to have or carry a firearm. There's the obvious self-defense. Somebody breaks into your house, somebody breaks into your car, somebody decides to hold you up, like just a cat somewhere nearby. Oh. Oh. Somebody decides to sneak up on you and hassle you for whatever it is you might have on you. You stop, give me your kneecaps. You carrying a firearm, you have the ability to go, no. Now, regardless of whether or not you pull that trigger, the crime's already going to get stopped. You're going to have a much lower chance of getting hurt because you've done shown him that you have a means and an ability to protect yourself. I'll tell you the personal story why I decided to carry every day, and that is solely because of when I had just gotten my concealed carry permit, because it was something that I was like, it's better to have and not need than to need and not have, and just carry it with me, have be whatever. But one day, while me and my oldest son were at a sporting goods store getting ready for a fishing trip, me and my son spent about 20 minutes of just browsing, looking at everything. And at about 5 minutes in, there's another guy who's also in the fishing gear section of the store looking at stuff. But as soon as me and my son enter into the section or going down the same aisle and he notices us, he starts acting weird. He starts distancing himself from us. He gets on the phone, but while he's on the phone, he's maintaining eye contact with us. Every time we go down a different aisle, he pops up at the opposite end of one aisle. Say we come down this way, he's over here. We come down this way, he's over here, still on the phone, still maintaining eye contact with us. Horrible for the vibe check. But then we get all our gear, we get our net, we get some tackle, we get some lines, we get some poles. And we're looking at the hooks and the weights at one end, and this guy decides he's going to get right in between me and my son. Now, I was already afraid and suspicious of the guy, just kept watching us the entire time. But when he decided to get between us and crouched down, he then looked up to me, and he was met with me. Hey, how's it going? And he immediately took off. He stopped, he paused for a second, realized I was watching him, and then he realized I was ready to defend my son. And then he left. Didn't buy anything. I'm not even sure if he had anything in his hands when he did decide to leave. All I know is that he left. No complaint, no nothing. Didn't stop to call the police, didn't stop to tell the managers. I went and talked to the managers afterwards to say, hey, you see this guy? And they say no. I didn't call the police afterwards because I was just more so in shock and making sure my son didn't realize what just happened. No need to traumatize or anything. Everything's fine in Dory. But that is why I decided I'm going to carry every day when I leave this house with any member of my family. If I'm going out by myself, sure, I'll go without a firearm or my spring-loaded stick or anything, because I'm not as worried for myself as I am for my family. Now that story time's over, let's talk about some of the excuses you might have. So if you're somebody that just has a lot of excuses, you might be thinking to yourself, or you might ask me, Slam, can I call you Slam? Yeah, sure, what's up? Well, John, I would like to get a firearm, but I don't want to look like some type of conspiracy prepper nut job. Why would you ask me? It just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you call me. But what do you think? Every gun owner? The booty is mine. It belongs to me. You cannot have my booty. Yes. Well, I guess that depends on how far in you want to go in on the culture and whether or not that's what you want to use it for prepping. But Larry, I don't know how to carry a gun or where to put it on my person to keep it from prying eyes. That's a great opportunity to talk about the closest thing I have to a sponsor. So you've been to your favorite gun store or range included, and you picked out your preferred carry of choice. Now you need somewhere to put it to keep it on you, and that's where Falco Holsters is going to come in for us. Now they don't actually sponsor me. They are a Slovakian company that makes custom holsters for whatever firearm and accessories you want to put on that firearm that you can think of. Now I call these people the closest thing I have to a sponsor because when I bought this holster for my Gerson 1911 that you saw just a moment ago, they also sent me this holster to come with it and a handy dandy little cable organizer, and I've been using the mat here in all of my videos since, so I like them. They're also very comfortable, decently priced. I'm not sure about the tariffs, but they appreciated me giving this product placement so much that they sent me not one, not three, but wait, 2 extra holsters for me to try out and show for y'all. I've been using this one more often than not lately, and that's because I finally figured out how to make it work and how comfortable it is. But they are quality holsters that are about the same price as anything else. I just like them for the fact that I can pick out whatever firearm I want and put whatever light or attachment on the handgun, and they'll make it. And their website's super easy to use too. So let's say we want to go and build us a holster for something. We got nice fancy ones, shoulder holsters inside the waistband, and all the goodies. Let's say we don't know where to start from. Why don't we start with our firearm manufacturer? I've been eyeballing the PSA Saber Dagger lately. So let's see what they got for daggers. Dagger full size S threaded threaded barrel. I believe that's what the PSA Dagger is. So let's look at what options they got for that. And then we can filter in with light, because I like to put lights on my handguns when I can. I don't want to talk to somebody right now. We're going to confirm that, and now all the options I have are light bearing options. Let's look at the shoulder holster real quick, just because. Yeah, 5-inch barrel, 9mm caliber, 17 capacity. And here's the good part: all the different lights you get to choose from, right there. I have the Badler R or Badler. I can't talk at the moment. Badler R Pro R by Olight that I can swap around. So
If I can figure out how to read, we'll slap that on there. There it is. We get the right hand dominant, sight type standard, the one I'm looking at has raised sights for the suppressor. And then our chest circumference. I don't know what my chest circumference is. I'm going to say up to 43. And I want it to be brown. And there we go. Oh, it's a chest holster I picked out. And there's the price down there for $246.90. It might be a bit pricey, but again, they are quality holsters. And I don't know anything about if they're under tariffs with us or not. But either way, I like them. So, if you need a holster, check them out for me. That's falcoholsters.com. Your product placement is bad, and you should feel bad there, Sarah. But maybe I don't want to keep it on me all the time. Maybe I just want it for home defense. Have you thought about that? It's amazing. Well, wait. It's amazing. You can keep coming up with different names for me. If you put half the thought into it, into anything else, I'm sure you'd be great at it. But just having our home defense, it does give you a lot more options to work with. If you're not carrying it around with you, you can open up to things like a shotgun. The shotgun is more or less the classic because of the noise it makes, at least the pump action, that is. It's what I use for home defense. If you got a large enough piece of property, you could also go with some type of hunting rifle, just to make sure that you get somebody that might be somewhere out on your property causing mayhem. I would not, however, recommend it for nearby homes, the cul-de-sacs, or more close-knit neighborhoods or apartment complexes, because I would be worried about pests or. In that same vein, I wouldn't recommend a short-barreled rifle or AR pistol, technically, for the same matter, because you don't want to accidentally shoot the guy and it go through, or not accidentally shoot the guy, but you don't want to shoot the guy and it go through him and then through the next wall and hit the neighbor's dog or somebody that is an unintended target. So you want it to stay in the person. And that's what shotguns are good for if you get the right load and at the right range. Bring back the hunting rifles. Don't need none of them sissies picking up the firearms and making them all weird and plastic. What the hell are you doing here? This video isn't for you. And besides, people need to be able to have and carry what they feel is comfortable and what's best for them. It's not about who won 2 world wars and what type of furniture what's the word I'm looking for? The stuff you hold on to on the firearm, like what makes an assault weapon scary. All the black stuff, they change out the black stuff for wood. That's furniture. But either way, people deserve to carry what makes them feel safe. It doesn't matter what kind of stuff is on it, or how powerful it does actually matter how powerful the cartridge is, because if it goes through somebody and hits somebody's dog, that's on you for making them only have hunting rifles. But Larry, I don't want to use lethal force. Maybe I want to do less than lethal and not actually hit anybody. Well, that's fine and dandy. You want less than lethal. That's perfect on if you don't want to carry a firearm or you can't have a firearm for whatever reason. You can pop out something with the spice ball gun or pepper spray or a taser stun gun, or you could even have a collapsible stick. This one's spring loaded. I would recommend, if you are going to carry that you do have some lethal force behind the non-lethal. Like this thing here goes on the end of your firearm, on the muzzle of it, and when you shoot it, that first round goes into the metal ball, makes it a lot less lethal because it's not such a small diameter punching a hole through somebody. It turns into about a golf ball sized projectile, and it's going to hurt but not kill. It's just going to and they're still going to live. But if the person gets back up after your non-lethal option has been used and they're still coming at you, then I would say it might be time for a little more spicy take, we'll say. I do want to say real quick, if you do decide to do the non-lethal followed by the lethal option, the thing that goes on to the, I'm going to have the name of it up here somewhere. I forgot to look it up before I started filming this segment. It's kind of cumbersome to put on in the heat of the moment. So instead, I would recommend, if you carry something that shoots shotgun rounds, you can either do birdshot. This is a 410 birdshot shotgun round shell, and it goes into things like my Derringer here is 410 4.5 Colt, or the Taurus Judge. That's not the Taurus Judge. This is the Taurus Judge. Both of these can shoot 410 shotgun along with 45 Colt. Typically used for taking care of snakes if you're out in the wilderness, but also marketed as a good self-defense option. And all the birdshot's going to do is just pepper somebody with little painful pocks all over, and you can hear it. All of it's just small itty bitty BBs. Not at all like the buckshot. I have a shell over here if I can find it because I can't see. There it is. You can see how big those pellets are. That's about the size of a 9mm bullet, or at least the same circumference. So if somebody gets hit with this, it's like getting hit with a bunch of 9mm. Now, if you don't want to actually draw blood, there are rounds like this kinetic. If I can show you where the thing is, this is also a less than lethal round or non-lethal round, and what it shoots is basically a little mini nuke. Just going to cause a nice little whelp on somebody and sting a bit. But I will say again, it's imperative, if you use non-lethal force and the threat still persists and is going to hurt you and or take your life, you need to be able to take theirs back. If you can use non-lethal force and get away and make sure they stay away from you, all the better, all the happier. Great. But if you can't, that's kind of why we carry. Any more questions? I can't really think of any, but I do think I got my favorite holster type in my pick-me-up firearm. I think I'm going to start carrying there with you. That's great to hear. I hope this has been a helpful video for you. If you're thinking about carrying, just know that you have options out there and that you can carry however you want, and it doesn't really matter as long as you're comfortable, you feel safe, and you're secure in the use of your firearm, and you all stay safe out there.
I think that guy's an idiot. I'm not going to waste money on a holster. I'm just going to stick it up in my pants.